announcement by Olaf Scholz's government, which comes into force on Monday, is a blow to free movement in the EU, which has seen previous threats, such as the refugee crisis in 2015 and the COVID pandemic. The great pillar of European architecture, the free movement of people and goods in the Schengen Area, is on shaky ground. Member states have been tightening border controls with increasing frequency, and the Schengen Area is now marked by scar-like dividing lines. Germany's decision to install controls on its 9 borders starting Monday is another blow to that has angered neighbors and alarmed experts who fear that one of the EU's greatest achievements could collapse. According to Alberto Aleman, Jean Monnet, professor of European law and policies at the Paris School of Business Studies, the German announcement is unprecedented in terms of its scale and nature. The expert, who talks to El Paso by phone from the United States, argues that the measure from the Olaf Scholz government is incompatible with EU law and more motivated by politics than strategy faced with the rise of the far right. The German government has justified the measure, initially planned for 6 months, by claiming it is the response to migratory pressure and the risk of Islamist terrorism. The reintroduction of border control is indeed as an exception in an event of a threat to public order or national security. It should be a last resort and must be justified and proportionately. Alemon believes that German's reasons do not meet these requirements. The experts also stress that since the controls will be applied across all of German borders and Germany is at the heart of the EU and is the largest economy, the move will not only on neighbor states but virtually all of them. The first to react to Berlin's announcement were the countries that share a border with Germany. Poland's liberal conservative Prime Minister Donald Tusk described the order as a de facto suspension of the Schengen Agreement on a large scale and announced that he would begin urgent consultations with other 8 countries directly affected. Austria said it will not accept people whom Germany decides to turn away at its border. So you see, already from the statement of Austria, it shows you that Germany and Austria might be at loggerheads because they are saying it clear that anybody that is rejected by Germany, they are not going to take them. Germany decided to turn away at its border, and the Netherlands warned of the impact of cross-border workers. According to EU data, 1.7 million people across intra-borders every day to work in another country. Berlin's decision has consequences that reach far beyond its territory. For Greek Prime Minister Kyrios Mitsotakis, the German government is seeking to unilaterally abolish Schengen. His Hungarian counterpart, the populist Viktor Orban, who supports anti-immigration policies, welcomes Scholz into the club of the EU countries who want border controls. Schengen came into force in 1995 and now covers 29 states, 25 of 27 that make up the EU. Ireland and Cyprus are excluded, while Romania and Bulgaria are partially integrated, plus Norway, Switzerland, Iceland, Liechtenstein. The area of free movement has so far become compromised by 2 major crises. The first was the arrival of more than 1 million asylum seekers, largely fleeing the war in Syria in 2015 and 2016. The second was COVID-19. In recent years, several states have reinstated or strengthened controls and have gradually extended what was initially a temporary measure. These measures have been defended as a response to migratory pressure as well as a threat of terrorism, which is how countries such as France have been justifying restrictions in force since 2015. Other states have also recently cited the wars in Ukraine and Gaza and the associated risks of Russian operations. An increase in refugees or terrorist attacks as a reason to strengthen border control. So, it is only time will tell. You see that on one side, if you follow German politics, you will say on one side, Germany is fulfilling its first constitutional order to protect life and property. That one is certain. If you follow the recent happenings, they are right by applying this measure. On the other side, you will see that it has to do with politics a bit. This is a situation where politics meets reality, because next year, September, is the general election in Germany, and the far rights are making serious gains in most of the elections. So this is the last resort for other opposition parties to be able to measure up, to be able to stand the ground of winning the election next year against the far right. It is just a matter of time. You will see that these other 8 countries too will start taking their own measures to control their own border. Austria is already voicing out they won't take anybody rejected by Germany. And the Holland on his own is asking to opt out of the EU asylum rules. So if it continues like this and proper measures are not taken, maybe these things will lead to the collapse of the European Union or the Schengen Area. It's the only time we tell.